Uh, good afternoon, friends, to our friends in YouTube, and later on to our friends on Facebook. Okay, I would like to invite everybody to join this special broadcast. Okay, this special broadcast is about how to teach math, basic math, to your special child. Okay, to your child with special needs. So this broadcast is ideal for mothers and fathers of special children. If we have more time, we will teach you algebra, geometry, trigonometry. So,
Grabe ah.
yes, just kidding. But the thing is, we were able to be granted by special time by a special person, a special teacher. His name is Mix Abad. Yes, Mix Abad is the teacher doctor, and actually, um, his advocacy is for teachers, for special education teachers to be able to teach better. But he has given time for us, for parents. So in the home is also one area where teaching of mathematics is very needed. Okay, so without further ado, I'm giving the floor now to Migs. Migs, thank you so much. Migs, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, sir. So, if you may permit me, can I share my screen po?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay. Paki-check, sir, kung nakikita niyo na po yung aking screen.
Yes, yes, it's visible. It's visible.
Okay, so, question po, parents, po, how many among you hate math? Na kumbaga sa lahat ng subject po mula po nung elementary nyo hanggang college, kapag sinabing math, masuka-suka na po kayo dyan. Tama po ba? Right? Marami-rami yan po dyan sa inyo. And then, aside from that po, how many among you, especially parents, are now lost? Kasi kapag sinabi natin teaching math to children with special needs, sobrang dami po dyan ng options natin. Para tayo na sa loob ng grocery store. Ang masaklap dyan, kapag kumuha ka ng isa mula sa grocery store, pag uwi mo ng bahay at binigay mo sa bata, yung pala ayaw niya.
Yes.
Tama ba ako, parents? Right? Maraming ganyan po sa atin. So, with that, what I will be presenting to you now is another option that you can choose, but ilalabas ko mamaya kung bakit kaya siya mas preferred option, kumbaga, para sa inyong parents. Ano pa? So, with that, I now welcome you to our talk. So, on teaching math to children using touch math. So, first and foremost po, anong kukunin natin within this time period? So, one, you will learn why is touch math basically different from other methodologies in teaching to children, especially to children with special needs. How do we do touch math? I will give you the single digits kasi yung time constraint natin hindi na pwede sa two digits. And finally, what can you do to grow further? Paano kung gusto niyo umabot ng algebra, trigonometry, fractions, etc. Pwede po yan all using touch math. So, before we continue, first and foremost, tanong ko muna po sa inyo, ilan po ba sa inyo dito, parents, ang mas maraming importanteng dapat gawin kasi nakikinig ngayon dito sa akin sa isang kalbo? Tama po ba, parents? Yung iba sa inyo, mas maraming labahin pa. Yung iba sa inyo, siguro mas marami pang dapat na itulog, lalo na ngayong ECQ natin, right? But you exerted your effort to listen to my talk po. With that po, thank you very much. And on my part, I will try my very best to give it back to you by sharing what I know about this topic. Okay po ba yan, parents? Give me a thumbs up naman po. Thank you. So, with that po, sino ba naman ang isang kalbong nasa harapan niyo po ngayon? So, I am Teacher Mix po, Dr. Michael Jim Sabad. So, I am the CEO and founder po of Teacher Doctor Training and Development Services. So, we first started po in delivering services to teachers. However, through our trainings and all, we found out na half-hearted lang kapag si teacher lang ang tuturuan mo eh. Kaya kailangan din namin maturuan si parent para mas holistic yung pag-aaral at pag-improve ng bata. So, we are already including parents now. But prior to my work as CEO and founder of Teacher Doctor, I have been a college professor for teacher education for the past 10 years and a SPED practitioner for the past 15 years po. So, and in terms po of touch math itself, I am one of the first practitioner of touch math here in the Philippines kasi nung nag-start pa lang po siya noon, I even asked for boxes and boxes of materials from touch math before when I use it in as my masteral thesis. And that is when I introduced touch math. Okay? So why is touch math different from other techniques in teaching mathematics? So first is that it is multisensory. So what do you mean by multisensory? It uses your eyes for you to see the number. It uses your sense of touch because you will be touching the points or what we call as your touch points. And finally, you will be using your mouth or your words for those who can speak because you will also say the number as you are counting them. Okay? So, second is that because it is a bridge. Marami po sa atin nagkaroon ng phobia sa math kasi pinaspasan tayo na matuto ng mathematics. What do I mean by this? So for example, meron ako dito para napapanahon sa atin. Ano to? So I have how many? 1, 2. 2 alcohols. Tama? And then from these 2 alcohols, anong tinuro ni teacher? You have 2 fingers. 1, 2. Right? Then from these 2 fingers, ano naman ang point ulit niyan? Biglang labas ni teacher sa elementary, tanang number 2. Pero ang point, anong connection nung dalawang object dito? Hindi nagawa ng karamihan ng teachers po natin yan. Most of our school systems fail to connect that. So sa bata ngayon, bigla siya na-shock kaagad na kumbaga from using Brunner's words, from enactive, direct siya to abstract. Wala man lang yung bridge na yon. Now, with this touch math, we are bridging the gap between the concrete and the abstract by using now touch points. Okay? So, and finally, is that it is inclusive. What do I mean by inclusive? Now, this is not only for regular children. This has been proven by research that it can be given to children with autism, hearing impairment, visual impairment, mental retardation, learning disability. All of them were able to learn about math making use of touch math. Okay? So, are we clear? So, with that, let's now start to learn how to use math or how to count using touch math. So, first, let's learn how to count. So, when we now count, you now need to touch the number 1 on the dot and count, say, 1. Okay? So, nakita nyo sabay. Nakikita ko yung number. At the same time, I am pointing at it 1. If you have printed on this, the child will say 1. For preschoolers po, ang ginagawa natin dyan, ipiprint natin siya to a 1 whole bond paper. Yung 1, 2, 9 na yan. Ipiprint natin siya. And then we will ask them to place objects doon sa dot. So they will know na isa lang yung dot doon. Therefore, I can only place one object. 1. Can you see, parents, yung bridge na ginagawa natin? Na yung number, nandoon na rin yung object. So the child will not be confused na bakit yan 1 ang tawag mo? Kasi yan siya, isa lang yung dot doon. Okay? So that is 1. Next, we have the number 2. So 1, 2. So again, for preschoolers, early for children with special needs na wala pa pong background sa numbers, we go back to this. Even for those with background sa numbers pero nagkakaroon pa rin sila ng confusion, we need to bring them back dito po. Okay po? So again, placing objects on 1 and 2, pointing at 1 and 2, para magkaroon talaga ng connection sa bata na this number, this drawing of 2 means there are two objects. Okay? And then we go to number 3. So number 3, same thing. 1, 2, 3. So tatlo ulit yan na circles, the 3 dots, they can point at it. They can place objects on those 3 for them to know that that is the number 3. Then we move to number 4. So dito, kadalasan kasi parents, iba-iba ang number 4 natin. Wala naging consistency si DepEd sa atin dito sa Pilipinas on what is number 4. But for touch math, yung ganitong number 4 po ang gagamitin natin. Huwag natin gagamitin si Tatsulok. Okay? Para less ang confusion. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. And finally, for the single dots, we have number 5. So for number 5, it's 1, 2, 3. Don't forget what we call the belly button or yung ating pusod sa tiyan. 4, then click on 5. So they now have number 5. So 1 to 5 po is plainly single dots. So that means 1 point, 1 dot, 1 count. Walang problema po doon. Tama po ba? Now, we have what we call your double dots. Napapansin nyo po yung double dots na to? Right? Napapansin nyo, it is now a dot and a ring. So in this, there will now be 2 counts. We count the dot and the ring. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, for preschoolers, for beginners in math, what they will do is to place 2 objects, one on top of the dot, another on top of the ring, para 2 pa rin yung count dyan, followed by 3, 4, followed by 5, 6. Okay? Then, we go to number 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And don't forget the nose. Toing! Number 7. Okay pa, teacher? Okay pa, parents? Comment lang po. Chat lang kapag may problema. And then, number 8. For number 8 naman, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? And last is our number 9. Ano lang pinagkaiba ng number 9? Just say to the child, the number 9 always has a hat. May cap siya. So, from the top, sa cap niya, 1, 2, to the head, 3, 4, to the body, 5, 6, to the feet, 7, 8, and do not forget the nose. Because si 7 at si 9 lang ang merong nose, so tap it to the number 9. So that po, parents, is your 1 to 9 of your touch points of touch math. Yan ang pinaka-basic, yan ang pinaka-foundation natin dyan. Okay? So as of this time, parents and all, do you have a question? Wala pa? Okay, now let's have this practice. So if you have your paper and pen with you po, you can practice in here. Paano po natin susulat yan? Remember, this is not for kinder. This is already for our writers. So mga grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. Yung mga kinder or beginning math, balik po tayo sa placing objects muna. Dapat ma-master muna nila yung concept na yon. Once they master that, nagsusulat na sila, then that's the time that we can use this one. So how do we use this one? So number 1, first, oops. We just write the number 1. After writing the number 1, we add the dot. Let me just go out of the preview, pero naka-share pa rin naman siguro siya. Can you still see my screen? Okay, so what we will now do is so write 1 and then add the dot. So that is 1. Again, write the number straight 1, then draw the dot. Again, the number 1, and then draw the dot. Gets, parents, teachers? Okay, next, number 2 naman po. So for number 2, again, just write number 2 and then place a dot. 1, 2. Every time that your child is doing this, dapat auditory din siya. So hindi pwede that he is not speaking. Remember, it is multi-sensory. So again, number 2, and then let the child say 1, 2. Kuha po. Okay. We will do that for 3, for 4, and for 5. Okay? So, draw the number first. After that, insert the dots after. For number 6, marami sa inyo nagtataka, sir, paano yung number 6? Paano natin gagawin sa number 6? Kay number 6, so we write number 6, and then dot, and then put a ring around 1, 2, dot, the body, 3, 4, and finally 5, 6. Okay? Hindi po ako dysgraphic, sadya lang po mahirap magsulat sa laptop, so may apologies po doon. Okay? Are we clear pa? So 7. Sir, paano yung 7? Kasi di ba merong dot kay 7. So kay number 7 naman, we simply use, we have this one. So again, from the head, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and finally, the nose, 7. Okay po. Now, bakit si 0? So, the same goes with number 8, 9, and 0. Now, bakit si 0 ngayon walang touch point? May value po ba si 0? None. So, wala talaga siya ita-touch. Are we clear? Okay. So, with that now, so with a little more practice, you will be able to add numbers using these touch points. Okay? So supposedly, for a child po, kapag tinuturuan nyo siya, the touch point itself will take a week or a month for you to teach it. Okay? Yung points pa lang tayo dyan. We will not move out of these points unless ma-master ng bata. Or else, baka magkaroon pa ng damage dun sa bata yan. Okay? Now, moving on. Ito na tayo. Let's start with your addition. But before we proceed, stop ko lang muna yung aking share. Before we proceed, parents, teachers, students, may question po sa ating touch points.
Okay, I am who like to ask a question?
I can entertain one
Okay.
or two questions.
See Esperanza. Esperanza, would you like to ask a question? Okay, because right now Esperanza is the more. See Azalea. Azalea. Azalea, would you like to ask a question? Azalea.
Sorry.
Would you like to ask a question, Azalea?
Hindi po, sir. Okay na po.
No question. Okay.
Okay, so no question. So we're good.
Okay.
Give me a
Okay,
thumbs
so
up sa mga naka-video. Give me a thumbs up if you're good to continue. Okay.
okay.
So let me share my screen again. Let's start now with addition. So, touch math, addition. So, the beginning addition concept. So, now, if the child mastered the numbers already, the touch points, ito na ipapasokan sa kanya. Paano ba itutulong ngayon ang addition? So, how do we do this? So, we will say that, okay, 3 plus 5 equals 8. But most importantly, imagine you now have the 3 objects. So you have the 3 bugs. Now, these 3 bugs, as we have taught sa touch point niya, pupunta siya doon sa 3 touch points. Tama po ba, parents? Okay. Then, we add another 5 bugs. So again, yung 5 bugs, pupunta yan doon sa touch points. Now, pag pinagsama-sama natin lahat ng bug na yan, how many do we have? So, we will now have 8. This alone, parents, is the bridge that I am talking about. Kasi hirap na hirap ang mga bata right now to bridge that, yung concrete na yung object mismo to the abstract na yung number. Pero ito, may bridge na, ito na yung connection na hinahanap nila. Okay? So this is the beginning addition. So, paano ngayon ang gagawin ng bata dyan? Once the 3 and 5 is placed, he will just do a continuous count. What do we call that, parents? Continuous counting. So count from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The last number said is the answer. So we have number 8. So ganun lang po ang addition using touch math. So let's have some more practice. So 5 plus 4. Parents, unmute yourself. So let's count with me. Continuous counting lang, ha? So 5 plus 4. So the child would now write 5 plus 4. Place all the dots. After placing all the dots, count parents. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
6,
7,
8, 9.
9. The last number said is the
9.
answer. So we just write number 9. And for memory purposes, let them repeat. 5 plus 4 equals
9.
9. Very good. Okay, parents? So, lang yan. Again, is this possible, sir, for longer numbers? Yes. Pero remember, ha, uunahin natin dito is the touch point position and the touch point. So, dapat hindi sila mako-confuse doon. So, let's try this again, parents. 1, 2, 3, 4,
5,
5,
6,
7, 8, 9, 10,
10,
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So what's the last number?
20.
We counted 20. Okay. So 8 plus 2 plus 4 plus 8 equals 20. Very good, parents. So, ganyan lang po. As you can see, parents, are you stressed? Are you stressed right now? Wala, di ba? Kasi what are you doing? Para ka lang remember, ang continuous counting is like singing. So in your head, hindi siya si logical ang pumapasok dyan, yung musical part natin ang pumapasok. Therefore, the stress of logic is separated from the stress of math. Kasi alam mo na kaagad ang lyrics niya eh. Kaya na kapag master ng bata ang lyrics ng continuous counting, alam na niya kung paano yung continuous count from 1 to 100. So do not give a problem more than what the child cannot continuous count. Kung yung bata, especially for children with intellectual disability, kaya lang magbasa, kaya lang mag-continuous count for now up to 50. Therefore, your sum must not be more than 50. For severe cases, kaya lang nila hanggang 10. So hanggang 10 ka lang. Are we clear? Okay. So with that, let's move now to our next. So, now sir, paano naman kapag yung iba medyo kabisado na nila? Right? Some of you may mga anak dyan na kabisado na nila kung paano yung digits, pero nahihirapan pagdating sa plus. Na baka naman iniisip nyo, sir, baka naman biglang maliit sila. So if they are good already with our previous one, pwede naman dito ang gagawin na, ano napansin nyo? Walang? Ano napansin nyo sa mga numbers? May isang number na walang dots. And what are these numbers among the group? Is it the lowest or the highest?
The highest.
Okay, the highest. So the highest number dito sa addition with counting on practice, if master na nila to, the next level is for us to remove the dots on the highest number. Why? Ang gagawin lang nila is to repeat the highest number and continuous count from the top. So 8, continue.
9,
9,
10, 11,
11,
12.
12. So our answer is
12.
12. Okay? So again, 5 plus 3 plus 7. What is the highest number?
7,
7. Then we count from the top. So 7,
8,
8, 9,
9,
10,
10,
11,
11,
12,
12, 13,
13,
14,
14, 15.
15,
So we write,
15.
okay. Are we clear, parents? Any questions so far? Good, good, good. So, yan lang tayo. Addition is simply continuous counting. The child can add. To give you a preview, I taught this to my 3-year-old daughter when she was still 3-year-old. Kaya niyang mag-add na po ng up to 100 because she can already count up to 100. Therefore, I can let her add up to 100. Okay? Okay. So, with that, let's now move to the what? Subtraction. So,
Subtraction.
paano naman kay subtraction? Kung continuous counting tayo kay subtraction, ay kay addition, kay subtraction naman,
Backward.
the child needs to master backward counting. Pero wag naman from 100. Kahit 18 lang, kaya na niya yan. Bakit 18? Because 18 is the largest number from which we ever count backward for subtraction. Tama ba ako? What do I mean by this? Let's take this example. 9 is the highest number as we know, right? So 9 minus 9, kapag pinagsama mo silang dalawa, automatically 0 na yan. Tama? So there is no problem with that. So this will already be 0. 3 minus 2. So 3 minus 2, ay sorry. Hindi natin ginawa yung process. So 9 minus 9, let's count backwards. 9, 8,
8,
7,
7,
6,
6,
5,
5,
4,
4,
3,
3,
3,
2,
2,
1,
1,
1.
0.
0.
The last number said is the
0.
answer. So 0. How about number 3? So how about this one? So 3, 2,
2,
1. So what's the last number?
1.
1. So 39 minus 29 is equal to
10.
10. Very good. Now, let's look at this one. 38 minus 29. 8 minus 9, pwede?
Cannot be.
Cannot be. So we will borrow, tama?
Yes.
So kapag
From
nag-borrow tayo, when we borrow and we will change now this to 2 and this will now be 1. So doon papasok si 18. Kaya 18 is the largest number that we need to count backwards. Okay? So from 18, we count 18 pababa. So 18,
17,
17,
16,
16,
15,
15,
14,
14,
13,
13,
13,
12,
12,
11,
11,
10,
10,
10,
9.
9.
9,
So the last number said is the
9.
Answer.
answer. 2 minus 2. 2,
2,
1,
1, 0.
0. So do we still need to write? No more, right? So the answer is 38 minus 29 is equal to 9. So that's the reason why 18. Kahit 18 lang po ang kabisado ng bata na mag-count backwards, kaya na niyang mag-subtract using touch math. Okay? So next, let's have some practice. So beginning subtraction practice. Pansinin niyo kapag umabot tayo sa subtraction, wala nang touch point sa ibabaw. Right? Or from the number that we are subtracting from. Bakit? Kasi dyan naman tayo mag-start ng ating count. So 7,
7,
6,
6,
5,
5, 4, 3,
2.
2.
So the last number said is the
Answer.
answer. So the answer is 2. Then let them repeat. 7
Minus
minus 5 is equal to
2.
2. Very good, parents. Okay. How about 14 minus 6? Let's try this one. 14 minus 6. Parents, start 14,
14, 13,
13, 12,
12, 11,
11, 10.
10, 9, 8.
So, answer is 8. So, 14 minus 6 is equal to
8.
8. Very good, parents. Okay, nakukuha, parents?
Yes.
Kuha? Okay, madali na ba ang mag-add at mag-subtract ngayon? Again, in our part of our brain para sa bata, lalo na kapag master na niya si 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, hindi na sa kanya yun. It's simply a song. Kaya mas relax yung bata na nagsosolve niyan. Pati kayo, try nyo, mas relax din kayo kapag ganun lang yung ginagawa. Okay? So, let's move on to subtract. Let's now move to multiplication. Okay? So, let's try now multiplication. Okay lang, parents? Multiplication na tayo? Ilan sa inyo dito, parents, ang takot sa multiplication? Taas ang kamay.
Ako.
Multiplication, labas na lang ng calculator, mas madali pa. Tama? Okay. So, no problem. Marami pong ganyan. So, with touch math multiplication, ano naman ang prerequisite? Sa addition, kailangan yung bata marunong mag-continuous counting. Sa subtraction, kailangan marunong siya mag-backward counting from 18. Sa multiplication, required naman dyan na mag-skip counting yung bata. So, before tayo magturo ng multiplication, kailangan kabisado na ng bata yung i-skip counting natin ng number na minumultiply natin sa kanya. Okay? So, if ang kaya lang niya is 2, then mag-multiply ka lang by 2. Kung ang kaya niya lang is 3, focus ka lang sa 3. Unless na-master na niya ang skip counting ng number na yon, that's the only time that we will give them the multiplication of that number. There are a lot po of exercises, worksheets that you can download from touchmath.com. May free worksheets po siya doon. Or if you can afford, you can purchase din sa kanila yung mga paid nilang content. But the free alone will give you an idea kung paano iti-train sila on continuous counting, backward counting, and skip counting. Okay? And the mastery of this will now be a prerequisite for algebra and fractions. Tama? So let's proceed. So beginning multiplication practice. So for example now, kabisado na ng bata si number 2. Alam na niyang mag-multiply by number 2. So paano ang gagawin natin? Look parents, I am still touching the touch points. Okay? Pero kasi ang bilang ko dito is 1, 2. I will now skip count using the number below. Kuha? So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So the answer is 2, 12. Again, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. The answer is now 12.
Or social science on math. Yun yung
Kuha po. May questions? Alam ko dito medyo nagkaka-start ang confusion kasi ito yung tricky yung multiplication. Right? Another example and then I will entertain questions on this part. Okay? 4. From 4 tayo, skip count tayo from 4. 4, 8, 12,
12, 16, 20.
20. So the last number said is the
Answer.
answer. Anong mali ng ating Anong mali ng ating educational system is that pinush tayo kaagad to go on the operation without mastering the skip counting. Ano ba ang meron sa skip counting? Again, it is just a rhythm in your head. Tama? Yung mga nakamaster na ng skip counting by twos, kahit ngayon pa lang ipa-skip count ko sa inyo, wala nang magkakamali sa inyo. Bakit? Hindi na siya logic eh. Pumasok na siya doon sa part ng brain natin na maging music na lang siya. It will just be a flow. Kaya kung sa bata to, may narinig ako kanina sa inyo, ay ang hirap. So, isa lang ang garantisado ko doon. Na-miss out nyo ang skip counting. Tama? Okay. So, skip counting ang prerequisite na dito. Okay? So, questions so far? Questions so far, parents?
Oo, kasi nga. Marami pa lang ano tayo.
No questions?
Oo.
Sure. So, can I move on? Okay, moving on. Let's now move to division. So, under division, multiplication and division can be taught by
Sumamano.
pamute po muna.
Ano? Gloria Antwerp. Andyan siya. Ayun.
Okay, Migs.
Okay na pa? Okay. So, multiplication and division can be taught simultaneously po. Ito naman po ang advantage ni Touch Math. Pwede na pong sabay na ituro si multiplication by 2 digits at si division by 2 digits sa bata. Basta kabisado niya ang skip counting by 2. So kapag kabisado na niya yung skip counting by 3, kaya ko na rin sa kanya ituro ang multiplication of 3 at the same time division by 3. Yan ang hindi kaya ng traditional math din natin. Why?
Ito pa lang nagsasalita.
Bakit? Kasi dito po sa ating okay. Dito po sa ating division, what we now do here is we will now add a simple box on top. Yan na po ang ating solution box. Kasi di ba parents, kadalasan ang teachers naghahanap po yan ng solution. Nasaan ang solution ng anak mo? Kinangopya lang yan. Ito po ang solution kay TouchMath. Nasa loob ng isang box. Anong gagawin natin dyan? From number 2 to number 8, mag-skip count lang si child from 2 to 8. So how many 2s are there in 8? So let's have skip count from 2 to 8. 2,
2,
4,
4, 6, 8.
8. Okay. Anong next na gagawin ni child? Bibilangin lang yan. How many sticks do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. So automatically,
3,
right?
4.
4. So 8 divided by 2 is equal to 4.
4.
Kapag nagtanong si teacher, nasaan ang solution mo? Teacher, ayun sa taas.
Division.
Okay?
Mga ano, tatay, mga special na ano.
Now,
Yung mga tinuturanan ito. Yung
let's try po kay 18 naman.
yung mga paano, ipapractice.
Okay? Let's try kay 18 na yata ko ng mic ng ating mga audience. Sino kaya yun?
Okay, mute all ko lang ah. Mute
Okay.
all ko tapos unmute kita.
Sige po, sir.
Okay, go ahead, Migs.
Okay. So now, from 6 to 18 naman tayo. So let's keep count from 6 to 18. Again, 6, 12, and 18. So again, count the sticks. 1, 2, 3. So we have 3. So 18 divided by 6 is equal to 3. Okay pa?
Sir, how about kapag 3 digit?
Kapag
3 digits.
3 digits. Good question. Sir, do we still have time? Actually, kaya ako kinat lahat kasi wala akong di ba, nag-single digits lang tayo. Kapag 3 digits na yan, meron tayo ditong, anong tawag mo dito? Mayroon tayong mga dots na dyan. The next slide will answer you.
We have 15 minutes pa, Mix. We
Yeah,
have 15 minutes.
sir. Okay, sir. Sige, sir. Okay? So, sagutin kita sa next slide after the next slide. Okay, now, ito. Division with remainders. Paano kapag merong remainder? So, what do we mean by this? So, for example, 23 divided by 3. Again, let's place our solution box para hindi naghahanap si teacher ng solution. Okay, now let's keep count from 3 to 23. 3, 6,
6, 9,
9,
12,
15,
15, 16,
18, 21. Tama?
21.
21, right? So, pero may kulang ngayon. 21, kapag nag-isa pa ako, 24 na. So, hindi na pwede. So, what will that do? I will rather place yung extra as dots. So, 22, 23. Nakuha. So, paano lalabas nito? Again, we count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, the answer is 7. Pero ngayon, may remainder, how many?
2.
2.
7 po. 2.
Ha?
7.
7, remainder? 2.
Remainder 2.
Remainder is 2. Kanina po siguro yan.
Remainder 2.
Okay. So, yung tanong ko kanina, kung paano kapag may multiple digits, for example, magalagay pa tayo ng may 1 dito. So, automatically,
Pero sabi ni ma'am, panoorin lang.
Naki-join lang.
Join lang.
Meeting.
so automatically, I'll just consider yung 2, 1. So, therefore, 21 na lang yung next ko dito. Nakuha, Azalea?
Opo, sir. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. Next. Next. 28 divided by 5 naman tayo.
Nandun si ma'am po.
Okay, 28 divided by 5. So, again, our solution.
Hindi, ano yan?
Our solution box. Let's keep
Kanina
count.
pa yan. Pagka may ganyan, no, naka-press na.
Oo.
Yun online.
Online sila ngayon.
10,
Ito lang.
15, 20.
Parents, nalilinig
1, 2,
namin kayo.
Okay. hindi ko makontrol, Mix.
5, 10, 15, 20,
In-mute ko.
25.
Hindi makontrol. Sige.
Okay, moving on na lang po ako.
Sige, let's do our best na lang.
5
Hindi
to
ko ma...
28. So, let's keep count again. 5,
5,
10,
10,
15,
15,
20,
20,
25.
25.
May sobra pa?
Tatlo.
May sobra tatlo. So, 26,
1,
27.
and 28.
28.
Okay.
5,
So,
remainder
let's
3.
count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5.
5. Remainder
Remainder
3.
3. Okay, 28 divided by 5 equals 5 remainder 3. Very good. Kuha pa. So, can you now see teachers, parents, teachers, mothers, sisters, na iba po ang solution ni Touch Math. Pero we can defend it sa teachers parati. Okay? So, yan po. Okay, now, remember po, parents and teachers, for our children, you need to follow these 4 steps po. Number 1, you first need to bridge the concrete to abstract. Kaya importante po yung number 2, yung numbers natin, tapos yung object, yun muna. Dapat makuha muna ng bata yung connection na yun. Without that, hindi po magiging effective si Touch Math. Number 2, dot positions. Sir, pwede bang baguhin namin yung position nung dot? Pwede baguhin namin? Hindi na po siya research-based. Yung mga tinuro ko po sa inyo, yung ginagamit ni Touch Math na dot positions, these are research-based po. So may pag-aaral po doon, kaya ganun ang pagkakaayos ng dots at ng mga numbers. So kailangan po nilang makabisado yon. Number 3 is the counting method. Or else, iikot-ikot po sila kay number 8, kay number 6, or kay number 7. Hindi nila alam kung saan ang umpisa. So dapat alam din nila yung proper na pag-count kung saan ang umpisa at saan mag-end. And finally, don't forget to give a lot and lots of examples. Kasi this is math po. Math is a skill and it can only be honed and mastered through consistent practice. There is a warning po here. Never, ever move to the next step among these 4. Sa 4 po nakikita nyo po na ito. Never po kayong pupunta sa next na step unless na master ng bata yung previous step. Or else, magkakaroon po ng problema. Baka mas ma-confuse, mas magkaroon ng anxiety yung bata pagdating sa math. Kaya kailangan one step at a time. It may be for a day, for a week, for a month, for those with severe cases, baka for a year pa para ma-master nila yung bawat area dyan. We don't need to rush them because ang importante sa atin is understanding naman. Okay pa? So, with that, remember, to become a master, for them to master this one, they need consistent practice. That's the only time that they can really be good with math. Proven ko na po ito for those who are asking, sir, na-apply mo na ba yan? Yes po. I have applied this to 20 different children with autism of different abilities or degrees of disabilities, from zero math to those with my math pero mali-maling math ang naaral. We were able to teach them the MDAS, all of this addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division in 1 month. Ang pinagkaiba nilang nila, yung iba, single digits lang, yung iba, mayroon akong isa, si Sunny, who was able to learn up to 7 digits division. Kayang-kaya niya. Okay? So, pwede po yan, practice lang ang kailangan. And, of course, kailangan sundan po natin yung process natin. Yung steps natin, huwag tayong tatalon without realizing the readiness. Okay po? And finally, with that po, sa mga natuto po mula umpisa dito, pwede niyo po bang bigyan ng second chance si Matt? Okay? Na-inlove na po ba ulit kayo kay Matt? Sana po. Ano pa? So, with that po, any questions? Any questions from everyone? Violent reactions po.
Okay, I'm unmuting. Okay, I'm unmuting everybody. Oh, sino yung singer? Si okay, si Esperanza. Esperanza, can you hear me? Esperanza? Esperanza? Okay, hindi sumasagot si Esperanza. Esperanza? Esperanza. Kasi si Esperanza ang direct mother siya. Okay, si what about ano? Sheila? Sheila? Okay, DB? Lani, DB, naririnig mo ako? Hello? Lani, DB? Lani, DB, Sheila? Sheila? Lani, may question ka? May tanong ka? Oo. Sige. Anong tanong nyo kay Sir Mix?
Wala naman po.
Kasi kayo yung directly concerned ba yung anak ng special children? Oo, kasi Tanong na kayo habang nandito. Habang nandito si Sir Mix. Sige, si Lani, si DB. Lani, ikaw na Lani.
Ina, magtanong ka na.
Tanong na, tanong ka.
Lani, magtanong ka, Lani.
Si Lani and DB. Kasi kayo yung directly.
Ano?
Sige na, go ahead.
Ito.
Kamusta ang math education ng anak nyo? Kamusta sila sa math?
Ay, si Mark James po kasi, sa nasa addition, subtraction pa lang po kasi siya eh.
Okay.
Dun sa SPED Center. Addition, subtraction po yung
Oo.
kaya niya pa lang. Tapos, single digit po.
Kaya niya. Hindi siya nahihirapan? Hindi siya nahihirapan?
Pagka po mga double digits na, yung single digits po, kaya niya pang isolve ng addition sa subtraction. Pag mga double digits na po yun, medyo nahihirapan po siya.
Okay. Si DB. DB, kamusta kamusta si May? Kamusta si anak mo sa math?
Keisha.
Si Kisha. Kamusta
Ay, hindi po
Keisha.
siya, sir. Nag-aaral.
Hindi siya nag-aaral.
Nag-aaral nung maliit pa po siya. Opo.
Paano yung math? Di mo siya
Sa bahay
tinuturuan
lang
ng
po
math?
siya.
Tinuturuan mo siya ng math? Ikaw ang teacher niya.
Hindi po.
Bakit hindi mo tinuturuan? Bakit di mo tinuturuan ng math? Bakit hindi mo
Hindi
tinuturuan?
po kaya, sir. Hindi po kasi nag-aral po, sir.
I see. Oh. Sige. Okay. Mix, anong masabi mo, Mix, sa yung double digit daw? Double digit.
Yung double digit po, siguro po, baka abutin po tayo ng another 30 minutes to 1 hour po doon. Kaya po, binigay ko lang po muna na single digits. Ano po?
I see.
Pero kung ano na po, wala na pong masyadong question po doon. Sa double digit po naman kasi doon, ang kailangan muna mastery of the single digit. Without mastery po of the single digits, hindi po dapat nang move to double digits. Ayun po, alam ko po, baka meron pa pong mga tanong yung iba na hindi po matanong ngayon. Ang gagawin ko na lang po, saka yung iba po sa inyong parents, gusto po ng makakuha ng kopya po ng binigay ko, ng notes nyo, para may mapag-practicean po kayo sa bahay. Ito po. So, ito po ang gagawin nyo. I will give you your notes po, send ko po sa Facebook nyo or sa email nyo. Ang kailangan nyo lang pong gawin, okay? So, ang kailangan nyo lang pong gawin, number 1 po, pakilike lang po yung page ko sa Doctor. So, fb.com, Doctor, hanapin nyo lang po yun. Tapos po niyan, comment lang po kayo doon sa video natin kasi i-upload ko din po ito sa group namin, doon sa page ko po. Mag-comment lang po kayo that you love math, then I will send na po sa inyo yung notes po natin. Okay po ba yun, parents? I hope okay lang yun, sir?
Okay na okay. Okay.
So, simply like our page and then from there, comment I love math. Bigay ko po sa inyo yung aking materials for this. Okay pa?
Okay. Yan. So, si Azalea, as student, master student, baka may gusto kayo tanong kay Migs, Azalea?
Wala naman po, sir.
Wala
Pero
naman.
I think applicable siya sa student ko ngayon. Kasi yung case naman niya is hindi siya totally diagnosed with autism, but the case is progressive ADHD ata according to the parent.
Mm-hmm.
At
ilang taon na?
math, sir, 9 years old.
Mm-hmm.
At math talaga ang super hindi niya kagustuhan. As in, pag magbibilang siya, kailangan pa niya ng kamay ko for him to count. Siguro dahil din yung mastery siguro, sir. I think he needs that.
back to basics. Yung sabi ko na concrete to abstract. Kaya hindi niya siguro maano yung counting ng numbers. Remember, children with autism are abstract thinkers. Sa utak nila are processes of continuous pictures yan eh. So kapag hindi mo na-bridge yung concrete na object to that of the abstract na number, para sa kanya walang meaning yung number. So kailangan ma-connect mo doon yung concrete na yung mga objects tapos yung number niya. Once na nagawa ko yon, makakaroon ng parang bumbilyang iilaw sa kanya yan na makukuha na niya kasi may pictures na sa utak niya.
Oo nga po, sir. Kahit magbilang siya, hindi pa siya ganun kadiretso. For example, 79, pupunta siya ng 90. Dahil siguro hindi pa niya talaga master yung pag-count mismo.
I suggest balik ka muna doon sa concrete to abstract, yung pinaka step 1 natin. Yung parang sa preschoolers, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2 para magkaroon siya ng connection.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Yan. Glo, baka may tanong ka, Glo.
Ang nagiging problema po sa mga beginners, yung sa unang digit talaga, kailangan talaga to the basic talaga po, basic talaga ang kailangan.
Hindi, ma'am. Ang pinakauna talaga dapat yung bridge natin, yung concrete to abstract. Yung maglalaro muna sila na si number 1 ay isang object lang, isang prutas lang, isang candy lang ang kasya doon. Si number 2 ay dalawa lang ang mailalagay ko. Para sa kanila, yung kasi mula bata sila meron na yung konkretong object, meron na yung prutas, yung ganyan, pero yung numbers wala naman. So dapat mapagduktong natin yun. Yung makuha nila. Lalo na for children with special needs.
Yes. So that's it. Okay, thank you.
No problem po.
Okay, we are 2 minutes over time na. If there is a pressing question, you can spend a few more minutes. Meron bang very important question that you have to ask right now? Okay, si Joanne. Joanne, you have a question? Parang may question si Joanne.
It's hard.
Okay. Yung problem kasi mostly, pumunta sa double digits, doon lang nagkakaroon ako ng problema. So I have to practice in regards to that. Kaya minsan ang ginagawa ko, nag-fingers para sa akin. So yun na nga, I go back again to the basics like this, and then later 5, 10 on the speaking side of the multiplication. So it's easy for the pero yun na nga, yun ako nahihirap. Pero sa division, I have a hard time. So between the multiplication and division, that's what I'm having a hard time. Doon ako nahihirapan mag-solve. Para sa akin, nahihirapan ako sa two sets na solve, which is the multiplication and the division. Para sa akin, yun ako nahihirapan.
Yes. Okay. So for us adults, siguro
if it's for addition and subtraction, medyo okay sa akin. Pero when it comes to multiplication, division, then ako nahihirapan na ako.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Joanne. So for us adults, I will not anymore push na mag-touch math pa tayo. Kasi meron na tayong mga madadaling procedures like yung ganito. Okay? Yung memorize niya, alam mo na yan, right? Understand mo na lahat yan. So ang kailangan natin ngayon is yung sa mga bata na wala pa doon eh. Gusto natin tama na yung maging procedures nila. Para pag umabot sila sa 2-digit and 3-digit, hindi sila nahihirapan. Sila yung nasa basics eh, sila yung nasa foundations. Sila yung dapat natin maturuan. Okay? For us parents, dapat alam din natin to para alam natin ituro sa kanila lang. But not really to apply it to ourselves. Kasi nga, we have our own system na at mas madali pong maglabas ng calculator o cellphone. Para sa adults. Tama po?
Ronessa.
Yung sa anak ko, tinuturo ako nga. Kasi yung anak ko ay isa ring tingin. So yung addition, ang madali sa kanya, yung subtraction madali na tayo. Pero yun nga, multiplication and
mas madali
division na hirap pa siya. So
maglabas
nagiging siya, pasensya rin ako. Kaya
Yung
talagang nakakatama. Kita kasi talaga yung pasensya ko at napapagod din ako. Paano siya ituro talaga. Nahirapan siya doon din sa dalawang aspeto ng operation ng
Okay. Skip counting lang. Yun ang advice ko sa'yo, Joanne. I-master mo sa kanya yung skip counting muna.
In-explain nila.
Kasi yun yung pinaka-basic yan, yung skip counting. Yun ang kailangan na maintindihan niya. Once na master niya yan, makikita mo smooth na ang multiplication at division sa kanya.
Puti-puti ng buhok ko. Bukay na.
One final question.
Nga kailangan magtina na ako eh.
Pinaka-frame pa doon, tapos dito
Ayun na, tingnan mo.
Okay, any final question?
Sino rin ito meron din yata?
Ronessa, do you have a question?
Catering daw ng elementary hanggang high school. Yung math din, isa sa mga problema niya. Like for example, sa desisyon. Sorry. Hindi lang
Ay, may clip. Ano ba yung tawag?
Pero na sa math, pagka nahirapan ako dati, I think about college, or by computer, yung college. So, for example, nag-stop ako ng third year college na. Pero sa akin, nung elementary high school, ay medyo confused talaga ako. Especially sa mga tests. Kasi nasa ako inclusive education. So I mean na inclusive setting. So, saan sa kanya na? Sa batasan.
Ma-advise ko sa'yo, Nessa. Ano mo yung sa inclusive, di ba? Yung pinopoint out mo doon na, ay kasi nasa inclusive ako. But actually, even yung mga regular, yung mga normal na mga students, even those without disabilities, hindi din organized or maganda yung connection or foundation nila sa math. Hindi lang to for children with special needs. It is for everyone. Yun ang inaano ni Touch Math eh. Gusto niya ibalik doon na ma-inlove ulit ang mga tao, ang bata sa math by having the connection, the bridge. Kasi kapag hindi talaga naging foundation yun, para sa kanila, terorista lang ang math teacher forever. Kasi hindi nila naiintindihan eh.
Yes. Totoo.
Okay pa,
Okay.
Sir Jose?
Yun, okay. So it seems everybody has si Denden kaya. Denden? May question ba si Denden?
Wala po.
Wala. Okay. Okay, so Migs, final notes? Final
Okay. So,
notes?
salamat po for your community, Sir Jose, for inviting me and to the entire community for welcoming here po. So, don't forget po, like nyo lang po yung Teacher Doctor and then just message me kung ano pong mga tanong doon. Post lang po kayo ng questions if you want to ask for questions on teaching, on parenting, on children with special needs. Wala pong problema. I'm willing to share. Especially ngayon, wala po tayong ginagawa. Okay po? Ingat-ingat po to everyone. God bless po.
Okay. So Migs, Thank you so much for your time. Uh,
Thank you, thank you,
your
thank you.
presence is already very
Sige po.
consoling, very refreshing, very inspiring, especially with this, with the needs of our parents about how to teach their children about mathematics. Thank you so much, Nick, for your time. Thank you for your service. Okay, and for all those who are participated in this seminar, thank you for joining. For those who are listening and watching us, thank you for tuning in. Okay, this is Person with Disability Advocates TV signing off for now. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye
See you.
Bye
everyone.
po.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.